Hey, y'all. What's going on?
How's everybody today? What it do, ladies and gentlemen? What it do? It's your boy. It's your boy, SBK, coming to you live and direct. Shout out to King Ernest. We got that from King Ernest. Shout out to King Ernest. What up, what up, what up? Come on in.
But y'all hit the like button, man. Y'all hit the like button.
Y'all come on in and holler at your boy, man. I just want to say hi to my peeps. What's up to my peeps? You know what I mean? And we're going to have some fun, you know what I mean? We always have fun. Shout out to everybody. Come on in, the bar's open, man. Come on in, ladies and gentlemen. What it do?
Wow.
Let's get it started. Welcome. What's happening, y'all? Y'all hit that like button. Hit the like button as you come on in. Come on in. Can y'all hear me all right? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Happy Thursday. What's going on, happy people? Y'all hit the like button as you come on in. Come on in. Let's talk about it. Welcome. I'm your host, SBK. Want to come and do this live on Thursday and check in with my peeps. Y'all hit the like button. Let's talk about it. You dig? I got home training, ladies and gentlemen. I got home training. And so I'm going to shout out everybody that has come in the chat. And y'all see what tonight's topic is. And y'all see the beautiful artwork that I got going on there. See that's what we're going to be talking about. That's what we're going to be talking about, ladies and gentlemen. And I would love to have full participation. That's what we're going to be talking about. I want to say shout out to the great Triple S for this great looking thumbnail and with my ugly looking mug there. That's what we're going to be talking about. That's what we're going to be talking about, ladies and gentlemen. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to the lovely Triple S. That's what we're going to be talking about. And let's talk about it. You know what I mean? But first, before we get into it, look. I'm going to open up the panel later on. We're going to be talking about, it's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of things in the news today, you know, as you can see again, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things in the news. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to be just fully engaged in it, all right? So I want everybody to participate, all right? There's also a poll question in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. There's also a poll question in the chat, and I want you guys to answer the poll question, all right? There is a poll question in the chat. And, answer the poll question. We're going to read the poll question, but first let me shout out the chat. Whoever's in the chat, I'm going to shout you out right now. And I want to thank everybody for coming on this Thursday night. I was going to go live yesterday, but I was like, man, the game is on. So I'm not going to do all that. So I wanted to watch the game and do it tonight. All right. So without further ado, we got the beautiful Martise. How are you, Martise Log? Thank you for always support. Thank you. Q is in the building. Q's world. How are you, love? Thank you for coming through. Thank you. I appreciate you. Congratulations on your milestone of hitting 3K subscribers. Salute to you. Salute. My day one attorney, Kevin Corpenden, is in the building. Shout out to my bro, Kevin Corpenden. The lovely Shaq. Thank you so much. You made it. Thank you so much, love. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Welcome. Lisa J. Stocks. Y'all go subscribe up to the lovely Lisa J. Stocks. Thank you for coming through. Gertrude, good to see you, love. Good to see you. Thank you for coming through. Thank you. I appreciate you. Another day one. Yes, my cheeks is in the house. Hey, love. How are you? Thank you for coming through. Thank you. V is she is in the house. Hey, V. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Well, I hope. Cool beans. So, yeah, man. Don't forget to press the like button as you come in. And this is going to be we always have fun over here on the SBK channel. We always have fun. We always try to, I try to engage with everyone. I try to make it fun and so forth and so on. But if you haven't been living underneath a rock, you know that that it's a lot of news up in here, man. News in this in our that really hits home. You know what I mean? It really hits home, especially in my state of Texas, in the state of Texas here, and with the Carmelo Anthony case, we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Rick Chow case, and of course, we're going to get into the president's health again. I had a live stream weeks ago about the president's health, but we're going to dive in some more later on. But we're going to talk about what's currently in the news today and the guilty verdict of Carmelo Anthony. Now, if you don't know, or if you don't know, that's in my neck of the woods here in Texas. If you don't know. And so where that happened and where he was sentenced, where he is from, I'm going to turn this music down just a little bit more. Where he is from is all in my neck of the woods. All right. And that's what really hits home with me. The young man, and let me, before I start playing some reactionary videos, let me tell you how much that hits home. When he first went back, fantastic. How are you, love? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for coming through. Thank you. Let me tell you what's on my heart and mind. It's been a very emotional couple weeks for me because of all of this stuff in the news. And I guess when you become a parent and you have young people that you're raising, young people that you're trying to get ready for the future in this cruel world that we live in, it really hits home whenever you hear traumatic news like we have right now. First with the Rick Chow case, and now with Rick Chow, of course, in South Carolina. He was found not guilty. With Carmelo Anthony, he was found guilty. Rick Chow was the Asian man that owned the store, and he deleted the young man that supposedly stole some water, and he come to find out he didn't steal any water, and he shot the man in the back, young man in the back, and the young man is no longer with us. All right. I am very close to some folks that are related to that young man's family. In fact, I'm very close, work very close with a young lady that I work close with, that they are related to the young man's father. And so right now, there's some very, the family right now is trying to keep from not lashing out. All right. So we'll get into that. But like I said, I'm from Texas. I'm from East Texas. And the situation that happened with Carmelo Anthony, that's just down the street from me, so to speak, in the Dallas area. And let me explain something to y'all, okay? If you don't know anything about the penitentiary system, it might be similar to the state that you guys live in. But here in Texas, it might be similar, it might not. But let me explain to you what happens. And trust me, I know about the penal system here in Texas. I know, I have family members. I know people that have gone through the penitentiary system or whatnot. But what happens is that when someone is sentenced, has their sentence to go to prison here in Texas, and the prison systems here in Texas are called the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, TDCJ. All right. So, hey, Joe, the bestie's in the house. She's back in the house. I just talked to her. So the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, that is the prison system here in Texas. All right. Usually what happens is that when someone gets sentenced to prison here in Texas, no matter what it is, when you get sentenced and you get your time and they tell you how much time you're going to spend, usually you're going to spend probably about a month or so in the county that you were sentenced in until you catch the chain. That's why they call it the chain gang. You know what I mean? When people go to prison, basically what that is they load up a bunch of people who have gotten sentenced in that county, and they load them off to either Huntsville or to there's two facilities where they process prisoners in. There's one here where I'm at here in East Texas, and there's one down south in Huntsville. What's going on, Jimbo? Salute to you, bro. Salute to you, fam. Thank you for coming through. So when you get sentenced, you're waiting to catch the bus to go to prison or get you processed into the penal system here in Texas. And it takes usually about, a month or so. With this Carmelo Anthony situation, we're going to get into it. When he was sentenced, ladies and gentlemen, he automatically he went to prison very quick. They shipped him. They already moved him to exactly, Joe. They moved him to Huntsville just like that. I mean, in a matter of a day, he was already processed. And what happens in prison, ladies and gentlemen, if you notice, his picture is already floating on the internet. It's floating all over the place. He looks like a different person. That's because they shave off all your hair. You can't have any hair, no beard or anything like that in prison. And they dressed him out in a white jumpsuit, a onesie, as they call them. And and I'm going to play some of that. I think I'm playing Willie D a lot tonight. He's Willie D from the Ghetto Boys is from Houston. He's from down south, so he's I want to say shout out to him. He's one of the great two that has been covering this case, covering the other case with Rick Chow and the young man that Rick off this earth. There's not very many content creators. I say the famous content creators like Willie D, O'Shea Duke Jackson. You know what I mean? Of course, the news. If you follow the news on YouTube and on whatever, but there's of course you get the comedian DL Hughley. But a lot of you guys are in the same spaces as I am on YouTube, or either you ghost watch or you watch a lot of these folks, and they don't really talk about real issues like this. And we're too busy just talking about BS instead of talking about stuff that really matters. So I All right, I'm back. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me now? I got kicked out. Can y'all hear me now? All right. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Can y'all hear me? Put a 1 in the chat. Stream. Okay, y'all can hear me. All right, Joe, I might have to have you up on the stage for a second because YouTube is tripping. But anyways, can y'all hear me? Okay, so I see a yes. Yep. All right. So, anyways, what I was saying was, where there's not very many content creators that are talking about this mess, and so it's very unfortunate. So, with that being said, y'all are not, the chat is not talking. Can y'all hear me? Excuse, StreamYard is tripping on me. Can y'all hear me? All right, you can hear. All right, Joe Brittany is back. All right, so I'm going to share the screen. Joe, come on up. Come on back up into the chat because if StreamYard keeps kicking me or whatever. So I'm going to play some footage. All right, but before I play some footage, what I was saying was that he's already in the system, and so which is very, very strange. That's very strange. That's strange, which makes me think that it was all fixed. You know what I mean? It was all fixed. And we're at social unrest right now, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Before I play some footage here, I want to say this. Say this here. My parents had me at a very late age. All right. So if my mother was alive right now, she'd be in her mid 80s, in her 80s. So they had my brother and I. My brother and I are young compared to my other siblings. So to give you an idea, you know, my mother, you know, was born in the 30s, 1930s. All right. She had my brother and I at a late age. So you can imagine my grandmother was born in the, you know what I mean, early 1900s. All right. So I've heard the stories about Jim Crow and about civil rights and stuff like that, right? But in my lifetime, ladies and gentlemen, I can honestly say over the past 10 years, I've never seen social unrest the way it is right now. All right. Maybe y'all can agree. Maybe you can disagree. You can put it in the chat. You know what I mean? But I've never seen social unrest the way it is right now. All right. So with that being said, I want you guys to keep an open heart, keep an open mind. I want you guys to participate in the chat. I want your opinions, and I want you to answer the question for the night that I have that's in the chat. The question of the night is, how much trust do you have in the justice system here in America? I'm going to read that again, all right? How much trust do you guys that are listening to me, how much trust do you have in the justice system? A, I trust it most of the time. B, I trust it sometimes. C, I rarely trust it. D, I don't trust it at all. What's your answer? How much trust do you have in the justice system here in America today? All right. So I'm going to share the screen, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to play some things here, and we're going to get it popping here. All right. So with that being said, we're going to play. Oh, won't play that one. Let's see. We're going to play. I'm trying to get it together, ladies and gentlemen. What in the world? Can y'all hear that in the background? Okay, here we go. All right. And here we go. This is Hassan Campbell, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to hold on just a second. I'm hearing I'm hearing a background. All right, let's start this over. I'm hearing background. I'm hearing background noise. Oh, let's do it. Okay. I was hearing the background noise, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all forgive me. All right, let's try this again. So I'm gonna play Hassan Campbell, and well, actually, let me play this first, all right, to give y'all a little bit of background, and here we go.
I'm Andy Mack. We turn our attention back to Texas as earlier on today, jurors turned back and reached a guilty verdict in the trial involving Carmelo Anthony, the teenager, in the fatal stabbing of a fellow student at a high school track meet. Now the jurors going through this sentencing portion, the punishment phase of what we know is the jury. They rejected Carmelo Anthony's claims of self-defense during that confrontation. We don't have a live picture courtesy of our Skyfox team over this Collin County courthouse in Texas. So we'll see what they could, as it is a between 5 to 99 years. That is the sentencing guidelines put in place by this. So we'll see what they decide, and we'll give you an update as it happens. Let's bring the conversation right now about this. Texas-based criminal defense attorney Sam Bassett. Sam, thank you so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. They were turned a guilty verdict, now weighing the punishment portion. What's going through? What's happening in this jury room right now? What are they talking about?
Well, usually you have some divergent opinions on a sentencing like this. Some people might be at the lower end. Some people may be at the high end. One time I had a jury. Everybody wanted an extreme sentence except for 2 jurors. And it's just a matter of the dynamics, who's being persuaded, who's not being persuaded, as to how long it might take and what the result might be.
Yeah, and this trial was very expeditious. This deliberations didn't take that long. It started today, and they reached that guilty verdict. I also want to ask you about a key portion. Brooke Taylor on the ground outside of this courthouse saying the jury is now deciding punishments. One key question is whether he acted under what's known as sudden passion. If jurors say no, he can be sentenced up to life in prison. If they say yes, the maximum sentence drops to a maximum of 20 years. So certainly under that threshold of 99. What are they?
Well, let me stop right there, okay, ladies and gentlemen. That sudden passion situation that they tried to get that they tried to get for him, they knocked that down. So his sentence was 5 to 99, anywhere from 5 to 99 years. All right. So that's the reason for me bringing up this one right here, is because, first of all, it didn't take long for them to deliberate, ladies and gentlemen. It didn't take long for them to deliberate and to find out what they were going to give Carmelo. It didn't take them long at all, just a couple of hours, a few hours. Usually with a murder trial, they deliberate for a while, you know what I mean? So, but they knocked down this sudden passion that they were talking, that these 2 gentlemen are talking about, the sudden passion, to where it'd be 2 to 20. They knocked all of that down. All right. So that's the reason why I wanted to share that. All right. I wanted to share this as well. Now, don't forget to answer the poll question, ladies and gentlemen. How much trust do you have in the justice system? I need y'all to answer that. And I think the lovely Funtaxic said, gave an answer. She said rarely. So don't forget, your voice belongs in this conversation. All right. I don't care. We can agree to disagree. If you feel like he's guilty, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it respectful in the chat. Let's keep it respectful. Let's keep it, you know what I mean? That's one thing about our chats. I credit our chats for being very, very much grown, and we can have an opinion without, being disrespectful. You know what I mean? Now, if you think that he's guilty, that's on you. You know what I mean? I'm not going to bash you, but I'm just delivering the news. All right. And I really want the folks that I talk to on here, and I have a platform, a small platform compared to people that have been on YouTube for a long time. I want to just break it down to folks that I talk to. I want y'all's opinion about things. Let's go here. I got something else that I want to share. Let me find it here. Let's go here to Willie D. I want to say shout out to Willie D. And let's play Willie D here. All right. Here we go.
What's up, family? Talon Metcalf currently serves as the senior warden at James J.H. Byrd Unit in Huntsville, Texas. Why is that significant? That is because Talon is the cousin of Austin Metcalf, a young man who was stabbed to death at a track meet in 2025 by Carmelo Anthony.
Okay, are y'all listening to that? Y'all heard what I initially said, my monologue from the beginning, right? Carmelo is already in the penitentiary, ladies and gentlemen, already. Hey, Miss Coco, how are you doing, love? Thank you for coming through. Thank you. He's already in the penitentiary. He's already been processed in. When usually it takes about a few weeks up to a month to get processed after the fact that you've been sentenced. He's already in prison, ladies and gentlemen. And they have initially, they sent him to the Byrd Unit in Huntsville. If anybody in Texas knows about the Byrd Unit here in Texas is an intake unit for folks that have just got their time, and you go in there, and that's how folks get processed in. They get processed in there at the Byrd Unit. And here at the Byrd Unit is Austin Metcalf's first cousin, runs the Byrd Unit. He's the warden. He's the warden of the Byrd Unit, ladies and gentlemen. And they sent this young man to the Byrd Unit where Austin Metcalf's first cousin runs it. So you tell me, ladies and gentlemen, is that by coincidence? Is that by coincidence? Or is some funny business going on? All right. Y'all tell me. Let's get into it. All right. Shout out to Willie D for this amazing revelation here.
Who is currently in the Texas justice criminal system. Yeah, so he's in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, prison industrial system. Now, Carmelo Anthony, to your right, has been charged, convicted, and sentenced to 35 years for killing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a track meet in Frisco, Texas on April 2nd, 2025. A lot of funny business has surrounded the trial of Carmelo Anthony. Let's start with the jury composition in the Carmelo Anthony trial.
All right, I want you guys to pay close attention, all right? And shout out to Willie D, all right? Shout out to my boy Willie D out of Houston. Shout out to him. I see the chat is blowing up. We're going to read y'all, Miss Coco and Jimbo, I'm going to read y'all's comments. Y'all, Willie D is about to break down the jury selection. He's about to break down the jury selection and the jury's age. Now, when we talk about someone getting convicted, ladies and gentlemen, in America, we always say that you will be judged by a jury of your peers. A jury of your peers. And Willie D is going to break it all down right now. He's going to break down there's no names or anything, but he is going to break it down, the jury selection. All right, let's proceed.
Trial. We got a white woman in her 40s, a white man in his 40s, a white man that's 20 or 30s, a white woman 20s or 30s, white woman 30s, white man 50s or 60s, Asian woman 50s, white woman 60s or 70s, white or Hispanic man 40s, white man 40s, white or Hispanic woman, 20 or 30s, Asian woman, 30s or 40s, Hispanic or Indian man, 30s or 40s, Middle Eastern woman wearing head covering, 60s, Indian woman, 30s or 40s, white man, 50s, white man, 50s, white woman, 40 or 50s. This is your 12 primary and 6 alternates. Family. How in the hell was this boy gonna get a fair trial? That's number one. Number two, and I got some compelling arguments here. And this is all going to work in Carmelo's favor for his appeal, and he will be granted an appeal, even if he has to go to the highest court eventually.
Okay, so he has a case, ladies and gentlemen, to be granted an appeal on several different reasons. Because of the jury selection, because the way the jury was selected. I'm going to show you some more evidence of how it said that it's a good old boy system. The judge, the lawyers, they're all in tight. All right, let's proceed.
He will get a new trial, absolutely, unless they decide to cut some type of deal, because this is absolutely preposterous, fam, for them to get that boy 35 years. Hell, I say it's preposterous to even find him guilty in the first place. I still see self-defense. Now, I know my buddy, Attorney Dennis Sperling, explained the law to me. He said, according to the law, Carmelo Anthony is guilty, and I respect his professional opinion. However, these people don't care nothing about no law, man. They don't care about the law. They're always circumventing the law. They always conveniently find a way to protect somebody, use the law to protect somebody, or use the law to harm somebody. They've always used the law to do things like they wanted to do it. This is why you have so much latitude in sentencing. That 5 to 99 ain't for the degree of crime or the idea that somebody might be a repeat offender, or are they an habitual offender. That ain't that's game.
Hey, before I proceed, I want to thank Joe, Thrive and Glow with Joe, with the 5 gifted memberships. Miss Coco BX is now a gifted member. Miss Boogie Down is now a gifted member. My boy Slim with 2 M's, Pick and Choose is a member. Nova Light May is now a gifted member, and Cooks with Love is now a gifted member. Thank you. Thrive and Glow with Joe for those gifted memberships. And I want to say shout out to the lovely Sirius for being rocking with your boy for 12 months. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for those, and I appreciate you.
That's an element of it, but a big part of it is, if found guilty, we're gonna give our people that we favor the low end 5 years probation, and we're gonna give the people that we don't favor up to the highest end, 99 years, 35 years. That's what that's about, man. These judges got too much power. Too much latitude, man. Way too much. This ain't about right and wrong with these people talking about, he brought a knife to a fist fight. The same people had nothing to say about Kyle Rittenhouse taking an illegal assault weapon across state lines as a kid. Remember?
Okay. Do y'all remember that? Ladies and gentlemen, do y'all remember that? Kyle Rittenhouse. Shout out to my boy, my little bro, Real Odds and Evens, rocking with your boy for 9 months. Shout out to my boy, Real Odds and Evens. Shout out to you, little bro. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you. And Sirius is representing. I appreciate y'all, man. One love to y'all. But do y'all remember Kyle Rittenhouse? Do y'all remember that? Dude got off. And by the way, if some of y'all remember Ricky Schroeder? Remember Ricky Schroeder? The childhood sitcom star of the 80s? Y'all remember Ricky Schroeder? Do you remember Ricky Schroeder? Some of you guys that are Gen X. He donated millions to the trial of this dude here, Kyle Rittenhouse. Absolutely. Yes, Joe. Yes. He dedicated millions of dollars to help out Kyle Rittenhouse. This is what Willie D is talking about. He donated millions. Now we're going to get into the Orange Man later on, but I will say this here, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm gonna stop sharing here. We're gonna share something else. I'm gonna say this here. And this is what I was about to say. How you doing, Thomas? Thank you for coming through. Melly, you in there giving your opinion. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? Look, I'm going to say this here. I have never seen so much social unrest in my lifetime than I have today over the past 10 years. You can correct me if I'm wrong. What do we blame that on? Who do we blame that on? Why is it like that? All right. Did y'all see? Let me see if I can pull it up. I think Willie D plays it. We'll get into it. But whenever I saw the picture of Carmelo Anthony being in a white jumpsuit, do you realize, ladies and gentlemen, that dude, he turned 18 while he was on trial? He turned 18 while he was on trial. Hey, Mika, how you doing, love? Thank you for coming through. Thank you. He turned 18 while he was on trial. So if he was underage or whatever, they couldn't try him as an adult. He turned 18 and he has been tried as an adult. Black P Stone, good to see you, bro. Good to see you. This is why I'm having this conversation, ladies and gentlemen. I'm having this conversation because of the simple fact that we need to think about not just ourselves, but we need to think about our children. Do y'all realize, I put on here, when my daughter graduated 2 weeks ago, she's the same age as Carmelo. Same age. They're the same exact age. They're just a couple months apart. Thrive and Glow with Joe, dude is the same age as our kids. It broke my heart to see this dude's picture plastered all over social media in his white jumpsuit. They shaved off all his hair. As I said beginning, they shaved off all of his hair. What's going on, David Ray? How you doing? Thanks for coming through. Jennifer, how you doing? They shaved off all of his hair. And he's got to spend 17.5 years. He's got to do half of his time in the penitentiary. It breaks my heart. Whether you think he's guilty or whether you think he's not, the reality is this. It's racially motivated. There's been plenty of cases in this country where Kyle Rittenhouse went across state lines and was acquitted. All right. Why is that? Why is that? You know what I mean? Nobody can explain that to me. You know what I mean? So that's what really breaks my heart, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to play some things. Now, look, as Black people are outraged. A lot of white folks are outraged. A lot of people are outraged by this, by what has happened. All right, by what has happened. But I'm surprised at how a lot of people that look exactly like me are very much glad that this dude Carmelo Anthony has been sentenced to 35 years. And with that being said, I want to play something. I want to play something with you guys. And I want, like I said, I appreciate the chat coming through. There's a bunch of opinions, but I want to play some things here by this gentleman right here. Black P Stone, I'm gonna get to that, bro. I got something to play for you on that, Black P Stone. In fact, Black P Stone, I'm gonna star your comment, bro. Where you at? So that way I'm gonna star your comment. We're gonna get back to that because I got something for you. I'm gonna go ahead and read it. He asked me, SBK, do you believe Charleston White, and do you think his motives are sincere? And I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into that. I got something queued up for that, and we're gonna get into that. Brian Clear says the bottom line is he killed somebody. Now he's got to deal with it. So why are you sticking up for him? Who said? Why am I sticking up for him? He killed somebody for no reason. Brian Clear, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. He didn't kill it. He killed somebody for no reason. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Whether you agree that he's guilty or not, there was a reason why dude got stuck. There's a reason why he dude got stuck. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate your comment, but you don't know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? I appreciate you being here, but you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You said he killed him for no reason at all. Okay. But anyways, we'll get back to that. You know what? I'm going to highlight your comment too. And where are you at? I'm gonna highlight your comment too and come back to that. All right. But you don't know what the hell you're talking about. But we'll agree to disagree. All right. But you don't know what the hell you're talking about. But we got this gentleman right here on the screen, Jason Whitlock. I've had so many, there's people like him on social media. A lot of y'all share the same spaces as I do. There's a lot of people that share platforms with this dude right here. I've never seen this dude, this guy right here, this what I call a nocturnal animal. I've never seen this guy have the same visceral that he has for black people. Never. I've never seen this guy, Jason Whitlock. I've never seen this guy have the same energy and the same venom and the same he heats up black players, black celebrity figures. I mean, he fires them up. I've never seen this guy have that same energy towards people that are non-black. And I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest with you. You know what I mean? I've never seen this guy. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I've never seen this guy have the same energy for people that are non-black. It's always people that look like him. So what does that say? Does that say he's self-hating? Is that self-hate? Is that the definition of self-hate? I haven't even defended anybody, Mr. Brian. I haven't defended anybody yet. I haven't defended anybody. What are you talking about? I haven't defended anybody. I haven't defended Carmelo yet. I'm just delivering what's going on. I'm saying that's a young man that's basically right now is in the penal system and he's young. You know what I mean? How do we automatically go from I'm just reporting the news and I'm defending him? You know what I mean? The young man is basically right now currently is in prison. So if you don't understand, I don't give a damn about the guilty plea. We'll get into the facts and the evidence, but I'm saying that could be your son, that could be your daughter. regardless of guilty or innocent. That could be your son, that could be your daughter. We get to a point to where it's, we're happy about people going into the prison system. The Brian guy, Mika, I don't know, man. Hey, Juicy Fruit, how you doing, love? The Brian guy, Mika, I don't know what's wrong with him, but I mean, I'm glad he's here. Viewers of you, I'm glad he's here. You know what I'm saying? But this guy, Jason Whitlock, man, look, this dude does not have the same energy for people that are non-black. He does not. You name me one time, but we'll get into it. Let's get into this beautiful beam footage. And I want you guys to listen to what this guy has to say. All right.
Obviously, yesterday in the Carmelo Anthony trial, convicted, sentenced to 35 years, no incidents, no rioting. The Carmelo Anthony trial is over, and it ended the way anybody with a brain would have predicted that it ended.
Are y'all listening to this fool?
A conviction. This was a no-brainer case. There was no defense ever offered. And by the time they went through jury selection, by the time a half dozen black witnesses testified basically on behalf of the prosecution, even I think a black defense witness testified on behalf of the prosecution, Carmelo Anthony never stood a chance. And he shouldn't have stood a chance. And so I want to say hats off to the men and the people in Collin County, in Frisco, Texas, who handled the Carmelo Anthony trial from start to finish in a beautiful fashion, in a fashion that anybody with a brain that wasn't trying to exploit this situation could have seen and recognized that, like, hey, nothing's going to happen here. There will be no riots. Black people aren't with Carmelo Anthony. And I know that there was a Give, Send, Go or GoFundMe that $500,000 were raised. These were all talking points and props. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I've always found it suspicious. Like, you're telling me black people around the United States are giving $500,000, $20 at a time, $30 at a time, $50 at a time to some 18, 17-year-old kid that clearly murdered someone at a track meet? Yes, there are some idiots, but that was part of the psyop. And so I'm going to try to walk you through today how this whole thing, not the stabbing and the killing, but everything that happened after that was a tool being used to drive racial division across America. And that there were people and news organizations, mainstream and social media, that were praying, hoping, begging for racial conflict and riots and looting after the Carmelo Anthony trial or during the Carmelo Anthony trial. And it was never going to happen. This wasn't the OJ case. People have gotten smart.
Okay, and I mentioned something, but I didn't see anything as far as people trying to racially motivate this and to riot and to lynch. What is this dude talking about? You know what I mean? But I don't understand. I don't understand. I really don't. I really don't. But I want to play something else that he said, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to present something else that he said. There's another video where, you know, and then I'm going to get into the Charleston White thing, bro, Black P. Stone. But there's another thing that Jason Whitlock said, and trying to find it. Where are we at? But there's something else that he said. And I want to play it if I can find it. If I can find it. There we go. I think I found it. Now, he gets it. I'm going to share the screen. He gets into, and it's fair use, ladies and gentlemen. The title of is No Black Jurors Seated for Carmelo Anthony Trial is a positive sign. Are y'all listening to me? Do y'all see the title here? No black jurors seated for Carmelo Anthony trial is a positive sign. Hey, Angie, baby, how you doing? How are you? Thank you for coming through. Yeah, man. I mean, if I am defending, just I don't know if the dude is still in here. I don't know if he's still in here. I haven't defended Carmelo at all. As far, there you are. Yeah, dude. Don't you realize it? It would have been another OJ trial, guilty as hell, but set free. Let's be real. Totally different situation, bro. Totally different situation. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't defended anybody yet. You know what I mean? Now I will give my take. I will give my take. But this is not the same thing, Mr. Brian Clear. This is not the same thing. But I appreciate, like again, your voice belongs in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't. What did you say? Did that guy, or did he not stab him? Yes, he did. I will get into it. You know what? I'm going to start your comment as well. Tell me that you can dispute that he killed that kid for no reason. It wasn't for any reason. It was for a reason, and we'll get into that. You know what I mean? It was for a reason. So, and I'm going to give you my take, and then we'll go from there. Thank you, Fantastic. I appreciate you for that $5 donation. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Sorry. StreamYard is tripping, ladies and gentlemen. It's tripping. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me now? I was in the Matrix. Now, am I back? Okay, I'm back. Man, StreamYard is not trying to let me be great. But to answer your question, bro, you gotta understand. It's not Jimbo and other folks in the chat, that the folks that are they're saying you gotta let people be great, bro. You gotta let people, like my boy Angelo says, that truth. When you hold up that mirror, shout out to Angelo, shout out to you, bro. Thank you. When you hold up, one of Angelo's favorite sayings, when you hold up the mirror, when you hold up that mirror is the truth. It'll show you all the boogers in your nose. It'll show all of the naps that you need to comb out your hair. It'll show you all your crusty lips. It'll show you everything. When you show the mirror, right? When you show the mirror, you hold that mirror up, you're going to see everything that's wrong. You know what I mean? And I haven't even given an opinion to the point to where it's like, I'm just showing what's going on. I have an opinion. I'll give you my opinion, but we'll get into that. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to y'all, man, that have opinions. The lovely DR is in the building. The lovely DR. How are you, goddess? How are you? Now, back to the content, but I wanted to show y'all something else that this nocturnal animal, Jason. Now, the reason why I'm showing this nocturnal animal, ladies and gentlemen, Jason Whitlock, is because of the simple fact that when we got people that are against us, right? When we got people, I think what does more harm than good is folks like this dude, Jason Whitlock. And I'll read the title again. No black jurors seated for Carmelo Anthony trial is a positive sign. I want you to see that all skin folk ain't kinfolk. All right? You understand what I'm saying? So, Angelo says, I'm going to read your comment, bro. It's called Mind Your Business. Had little dude minded his business, all this could have been avoided. Mr. Brian, whatever your name was, I thank you for coming through. But do you see the comment here? You said that dude got stabbed for no reason. You do know that that kid, Austin Metcalf, he approached that young man first, Mr. Brian Clear. Carmelo was minding his business. That's a fact. That's a fact. Now, you can argue, but he was jumped as well. And there's also some. We'll get into all that. You know what I mean? There's also some evidence that was not submitted. You had a comment, Lou? Man, the chat is lit. What? Trying to find your comment, Lou. You had a comment? I can't find your comment, Lou. Okay, it's this one. My life is more valuable than others to me, so I'm always going to sacrifice the lives of others to protect mine. You're supposed to protect your life at all costs, even if you have a family even because you have a family that you need to go home to. I totally agree with that. You know what I mean? Before I play this nocturnal animal right here, I want to say this here. I want to say shout out to my bro, the Buffalo Booch, and to my two brothers, the Buffalo Booch, and my bro, Elder Mike. We had a conversation a couple of days ago, and we were discussing our, coming up here in East Texas, here country boys. I'm country boy, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? And we were discussing how being around white folks, black folks. There's a gentleman. I'm gonna say shout out to this podcast with my boy brother Spurge, James Spurgeon. He has this podcast called the Texas Baptist Crucible. He's telling the Texas Baptist Crucible is on Spotify, and so he's basically telling the lifestyle that I used to be in as a kid in church. And he's had numerous of people that he's interviewed on that. All right. I want y'all to hang with me. There's a reason why I'm telling this story. All right. There's a young man, a black brother that I went to church with in my early days. He was on that podcast, and he basically said how he was ashamed to be black. He grew up in the same high school I went to, and he said he was ashamed of being black because he was bullied by his peers. And my two brothers was like, that would have never happened. That would have never happened if, when we came up, that would have never happened. Do you understand what I'm saying? That would have never happened. Y'all hear people say, well, I bully the bullies. Well, talk is cheap. It costs good money to pay for good whiskey, as we say here in the South. So talk is cheap. But when you really bully the bullies, you put your money where the mouth is, where your mouth is. Do you understand what I'm saying? So in this case, it sounds to me that there's a bunch of effery going on. You know what I'm saying? So let me add this to the stage again, and we'll go over this Nocturnal Animals content. And again, his title says, "No black jurors seated for Carmelo Anthony trial is a positive sign." I'm going to speed up this guy because I hate because he talks too slow. He gets on my freaking nerves. And with that being said, here we go.
Fox 4's Alex Boyer joining us. More than 500 people were on the list of potential jurors, but the jury will not include anyone who is black, despite this case being racially charged. Fox 4's Alex Boyer joining us now. Alex.
Hey guys, good evening. That's right. And I can tell you that a court spokesperson confirmed that there are indeed no black jurors on this panel. And I can tell you that before this jury panel was seated, the defense objected to 3 black women being struck by the prosecution. Now, the prosecution contended that it was due to the fact that the women were educators, noting that this incident happened at a school function with young students. The defense then pointed out that those were 3 of those were 100% of the available black jurors in what's called the strike zone, adding that the state struck all 3. The judge went out and reviewed their questionnaires and came back and said that the defense's challenge to the 3 jurors being dismissed was denied. The judge said the court found that the state had non-racial means to strike the jurors. Now, background: Carmelo Anthony, 17 at the time, is accused of fatally stabbing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf last year.
Welcome to the Harmony Channel. I'm Jason Whitlock. Obviously, you understand that report. The Carmelo Anthony trial today started in day 4. Yesterday, that report, 3, they seated a jury. And I got to say, I'm overjoyed. And I know people will be upset with me, but I'm overjoyed there are no black people on this jury. Overjoyed. I don't want anybody on this jury that's sitting there thinking about, I got to do the black thing, or I hear the facts different because I'm.
Oh, did y'all hear this? Y'all hear this fool? Did y'all hear this fool? He didn't want no black people on the jury. Yeah, Queen. We talked about that before you got here. Yeah. Judge, the warden. We talked about that earlier. Sure did. But did y'all hear this fool? Did y'all just hear this fool? Let me rewind that back.
Sitting there thinking about, I got to do the black thing, or I hear the facts different because I'm black. I want anybody on this jury that's sitting there thinking about, I know people will be upset with me, but I'm overjoyed there are no black people on this jury. Overjoyed. I know people will be upset with me, but I'm overjoyed there are no black people on this jury. I know people will be upset with me, but I'm overjoyed there are no black people on this jury. I know people will be upset with me, but I'm overjoyed there are no black people on this jury. I know people will be upset with me, but I'm overjoyed there are no black people on this jury. Overjoyed. I don't want.
What color are you? What are we talking about here, man? I don't get it. I do not get it. I don't get it.
There are no black people on this jury. Overjoyed. I don't want anybody on this jury. Overjoyed. I don't want anybody on this jury that's sitting there thinking about, I got to do the black thing, or I hear the facts different because I'm black. We don't need a black perspective on this murder trial. We need a justice perspective on this murder trial. And black people seem to struggle, American black people seem to struggle to take the racial lens off of how they see things. And do white people have the same struggle? Yes, but it's more pronounced with black people. Sorry if that upsets you. Sorry if that offends you. But it's true. I think we have a much better shot at getting some justice here with an all-white or a non-black participant on this jury. Those are uncomfortable truths, but it's a fact.
Okay, do y'all hear this dude? How is he wrong, Kenneth? How is he wrong? We got all of you coming out the woodworks with all. How is he wrong? You see that mirror? You see that mirror, ladies and gentlemen? They come out. The trolls come out of the woodworks. The trolls come out of the woodworks. Let them be great. And you can talk in the chat as long as you're not disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? But how is he wrong? Woo, boy. Let's proceed, man. Let's proceed.
fact. It's the way that I feel. I think it's 100% accurate. Shamika Michelle is going to join me in this conversation because there's a few other things to talk about that transpired today and about this trial. Shamika, I'm overjoyed that no black people are on this jury. How do you feel?
You know, when you said, do white people struggle with the same thing? Probably. I would think, yeah, they probably do. But by and large, they aren't dumb enough to actually say it out loud. When I was reading some of the answers that some of the jurors gave, such as it would be hard for me to convict a brother, you definitely didn't want to be chosen. I have sat on a jury before. Those aren't the type of answers that you give if you really want to be considered. So the fact that they actually went in there and let their biases be known just says either you have low IQ or you really just didn't want to be a part. And so you said,
Okay. That's what we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. You can't make this, you can't make it up. Now I want to, my bro Black Pete Stone, he had a question for me, and I'm gonna get into that right now. There's some people that just need to, there's some people that are these celebrities or want to be celebrities or however you want to call them, they just need to shut the hell up. And my boy Black Pete Stone said, SBK, do you believe Charleston White? And do you think his motives are sincere? Let me play something on that. And then we're going to drop the link. I'm going to drop the link for y'all. And then let me see if I can find it, you know what I mean, first. But Charleston White. Boy, Charleston White, boy. Charleston White is something else. Charleston White don't know if he wants to be, I don't know what Charleston White wants to be, but let's play this right here, okay?
Let me know what y'all think about this.
We already got the money set aside for appeals bond. Why? All white jury, the judge and the DA are buddies, along with the dad, best friends. That's been our trump card. We've been holding, already knew that. God has spoken, and you cannot make me believe that as many gray-haired white women on that jury that's dealing with white guilt about going to heaven is not going to have no compassion about a kid that's been straight A from the time he's ever read a book in school, has no history of violence, has saved children's lives by risking his own life by jumping in to save somebody from drowning. This kid has no violence. Austin, on the other hand, is a violent brute with some sexual rape allegations hanging on his ass. That's why, man, they coerce them kids. But one thing about kids can't lie to professionals under pressure. When you was told, when you gave a statement in the beginning, you can't come back and amend it later and say, well, I meant. No, what you said that night is law. Back up right up. All them white people talking about what they gonna do, they ain't gonna do shit, nigga. They ain't gonna do shit. When Makai Johnson and Galvin Long killed them motherfucking white police officers, you white motherfuckers didn't do a goddamn thing. Not no guilty. If you think they're gonna find him guilty and they just put manslaughter on as a charge and it wasn't on there in the beginning, you don't know law, cracker. You like the dumb white boy that had the whip. He can't spell either, nigga. Yeah. We already got the money set aside for appeals bond. Why? All white jury, the judge and the DA are buddies, along with the dad, best friends. That's been our trump card. We've been holding, already knew that. But we wanted everything to play out how they had it. I can't wait till the family, we waiting on each other. Yeah. I've been riding with the family, nigga, since day one. I'm sorry, since day 5. White people. Listen, the prosecution came back. Now, when did white folks start having compassion? When did a cracker say, listen, I don't give a damn how it goes. Automatic win on appeal. All white jury, everybody 50 plus older. You mean to tell me they can't find nobody that's a jury of his peers? A jury of his peers. I cannot believe Collin County dropped the ball like this here. I cannot believe as racist as Collin County has been since they have existed. But you know what's happening now?
Let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments.
we go. All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So to answer my bro's question, I'm going to highlight it again. Well, I had it here. There it is. My bro said, SBK, do you believe Charleston White? And do you think his motives are sincere? And the answer is no, I don't believe his motives are sincere. I'm going to tell you why. What he's saying is correct. What he's saying is absolutely correct. Everything he's saying is correct. What they say, a clock can be right twice a day. Everything he's saying is correct. Everything he's saying as far as the lovely DR was saying about the judge and all, they're all buddies. He's saying that. But it's exactly, bro, it's a clout move. It's a clout move. Don't Negroes like him and Jason Whitlock and others, they do more harm than good. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Charleston White, Black P Stone in chat, Charleston White at first was against Carmelo Anthony and the family. He said he deserved to go to jail. Look it up. Then he switched up. Which is it, Charleston White? But Charleston White is just like the rest of them. He's just like Whack 100. He's just like, you know, these others do things for clout, for clickbait, and for clout. So we as a community, we can't trust people like that. If I was a family of Carmelo Anthony's, I'd run far, far away from this fool. You understand what I'm saying? I would run far, far away from people like this. Because it's all clout. You understand? So I'm gonna drop the link in a minute. I want to address just less than 2 weeks ago. I want to address this. I almost wondered if it reminded him of his case and some of the unjust things going on during this one, but I really haven't deep dove into this issue. I just know it's another show to fight about. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Shout out to my baby Scorpio mama. Good to see you, love. I'm gonna put my foot. That's what he needs. That's what he needs. Y'all in the chat, y'all lit, man. But you know what? I'm gonna drop the link in a minute, man. But let me share something else with you. I want to share something else. There's a couple more things before I drop the link, all right? And I'll share y'all's thoughts. Do y'all remember? That's not it. Do y'all remember? I think this is what. Is this it? Yep, that's it. Before I play this, do you guys remember in the early 90s during the Rodney King situation? The Rodney King situation. I got it queued up. The Rodney King situation. I remember growing up, and I'm a huge Tupac Shakur fan. I believe that Tupac is the greatest of all time, the greatest rapper of all time. I really do believe that. He came off as with the thug life persona, but the dude was just basically just a genius. There's nobody that will ever rap like Tupac. You know what I mean? There's a difference between having rap lyrics and you can sound really dope, but if you don't have any meaning behind it, if you don't have the passion behind it, if you don't have the fervor and the heart behind it, it's just words. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely, Black P Stone. He was way before his time. You know what I mean? And the dude passed away at 25 years old. All right. I used to listen to him as a kid, and he used to bring up the situation that I'm about to bring up to you guys right now. All right. And the things that Tupac talked about is what's going on right now currently. All right. So that's the reason why I call Tupac the greatest of all. Absolutely disagree. I know y'all feel me on that. He was the greatest of all time because of the simple fact of, let me play it. All right. I'm gonna say shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. This is fair use, and he's gonna explain to you what I'm talking about here. All right. So I want you guys to full participation in the chat. Chat is lit. I appreciate y'all coming through. Y'all hit the like button and y'all hit that subscribe button, man. And I appreciate y'all, man. All right, here we go.
March 16th, 1991 was a Saturday. And like any other weekend at this time, kids would get up and watch cartoons, play video games, or some had chores. Some people would decide to go to the store and buy some items, especially for their family's breakfast. And this was the case for high school student Latasha Harlins. She walked down to the nearby store called Empire.
Okay, the reason why I mentioned Tupac is because, hold on. The reason why I mentioned Tupac is because Tupac always mentioned this story right here. Do y'all remember Latasha Harlin? Do y'all remember that? Do y'all remember the story? O'Shea is about to talk about it. This is the reason why I feel like Tupac was ahead of his time, like my bro Black Pete Stone was talking about. This story right here that I'm sharing with you guys, Latasha Harlin. All right, let's play. Y'all ready? Here we go.
Empire Liquor to get some orange juice for her family. Upon arriving to the store, there was a small issue. Latasha Harlins did not pay for the orange juice at first. She put the orange juice into her bag and was then going to pay for it later. Now, the person on the other side of the register was the owner, and her name was Soon Da-ju, a Korean immigrant that came to the United States. A back and forth occurred between the two because Soon Da-ju did not see the $2 that Harlins held in her hand. Soon Da-ju grabbed Harlins, and Harlins hit her ass back. Soon Ja-do threw a stool at her, and Harlins walked away. And while she was walking away, a young lady coming to buy a bottle of orange juice never made it back home to her family. This caused a lot of problems between Blacks and Korean stores at this time. And this situation, also tied to the Rodney King beating, would be the reason for the LA riots in the following year in 1992. Now, on November 15, 1991, a jury found Due guilty of voluntary manslaughter. Now, this offense should put your ass in jail between 3 to 11 years. But what happened?
Soon Ja-do was charged in Latasha's case, and a jury convicted her of voluntary manslaughter. But the sentence that she received is one of the many reasons that people still talk about this case in 2026. Due was sentenced to probation, community service, she had to pay a fine, and she had to pay restitution for funeral cost. She served no time in prison.
This suspended sentence was a joke. This sentence...
Do y'all remember? Do y'all remember now what I'm talking about? Tupac always referred to this story right here. Do y'all remember? Y'all know what I'm talking about? All right, let's proceed.
Exacerbated the existing tensions between Black American residents and Korean American merchants in South Central Los Angeles. But that should be the end of the story, right? On May 28, 2023, in Columbia, South Carolina, a young man by the name of Cyrus Carmel Belton entered in a Shell gas station store owned by the name of Mr. Rick Chow. Now, Mr. Rick Chow is Chinese. Also in the store was his son, Andy. Now, there is evidence that the teen had began to take 4 bottles of water from the gas station and possibly putting him in his backpack, but then he removed those bottles and put them back. Now, as the teen was leaving the store, he was confronted by the 2 men, and so the teen took off running. Now, once he took off running, about 140 yards down the road, we heard. So the father, Rick Chow, said that Carmack Belton had a gun, and he did have a gun, but the evidence showed that he didn't pull the gun and he was shot in the back. It was almost impossible for a person to have a gun to be shot in the same position that he was. And furthermore, he never stole the bottles of water, and they shouldn't have never ran after him. But the verdict was not guilty. Now, this case of Mr. Rick Chow is very similar to what we see with Soon Ja-do of Empire Liquor in 1991. 2 Black teenagers accused of shoplifting, losing their lives, and the Asian store owners are pretty much getting off scot-free. But was this the only time? On November 20th, 2014, police officer Peter Liang and his partner, Sean Liddell, were on patrol at the Louis H. Pink houses in the East New York neighborhood of Brooklyn.
I want y'all to pay attention, all right? There's a reason, there's a method to my madness right now. The method is to what I'm playing right now is to get you guys to understand that there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun, ladies and gentlemen. like I said, currently Rick Child was acquitted. And like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm working with people that are related to this young man that Rick Child deleted off this earth, related to that young man. And they are about to crash the F out. Do you understand what this is?
Happening.
Y'all hear me now? Man, hold on just a second, y'all. Man, StreamYard is not letting me be great. You know what I'm saying? Let me. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Let me share that again. I apologize. StreamYard's not letting me be great, y'all. All right.
And Asians, most notably Chinese, and them not being really held accountable for their actions. So what does this mean?
The dominant society, they are.
The sound off. Oh, where'd it go? Where the hell it go? God damn it. I can't find it, y'all. I can't find it, y'all. StreamYard is not letting me be great. So with that being said, I'm going to drop the link, ladies and gentlemen. And social unrest is at an all-time high. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Hey, little butterfly, how you doing, love? I'm going to play the rest of it, but I'm going to drop the link. I'm trying to, StreamYard has not been letting me be great, ladies and gentlemen. It's just not. It's just not letting me be great. But while y'all are trying to come up, I was trying to play the rest of this.
Empowering.
Oh, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. We'll play the rest of it. But anyways, so while y'all, the link is the link is pinned, ladies and gentlemen. While y'all are going, y'all decide to come on up. I believe there is a reason for all of the turmoil that we have. You know what I'm saying? I got some people in the back chat. I'm gonna let y'all up. There's a reason for we have all the turmoil. And before I let these young ladies come up, I want to share something else before I let these young ladies come up. Let me go here, and let me go here, and let me scroll up here, and I want to show y'all something.
Hey, Dawn, smile for the cameras. There we go, Sleepy Dawn. Catch you later. Hey, Dawn, smile.
I said I was going to talk. We're going to talk about it. Look here. There's something else.
I thought it was great. I mean, I thought it was amazing, actually. You mean when they had the camera on me? I thought it was very good. Yeah, it was certainly amazing. It was. I think mostly cheers. It was loud and it was very enthusiastic.
You got something else? Hold on. You got something else?
Thank you, Chairman Aguilar. The President of the United States is not well. We can see it with our own eyes. He has tremendous difficulty staying awake on the job. Donald Trump has repeatedly fallen asleep at multiple cabinet meetings, at multiple White House events, at a Memorial Day ceremony, and most recently at a very loud and raucous New York Knicks San Antonio Spurs.
Uh-oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Thank you, Chairman Aguilar. The President of the United States is not well. We can see it with our own eyes. He has tremendous difficulty staying awake on the job. Donald Trump has repeatedly fallen asleep at multiple cabinet meetings, at multiple White House events, at a Memorial Day ceremony, and most recently at a very loud and raucous New York Knicks San Antonio Spurs game last night. The White House needs to come clean to the American people. They need to explain why Donald Trump keeps going to the hospital and why they keep giving him cognitive tests. The American people deserve the truth.
All right, that's not it. Hold on.
The Nodfather took a goddamn $10 million nap at the NBA Finals because his brain is losing its connection to day-night, sleep-wake, circadian rhythm cycles. I'm a physical therapist with a doctorate in my field and 14 years experience working in home health care, treating geriatric patients with dementia who want to be asleep all day and then be awake all night. This arena is full of 20,000 rabid, mostly Knicks fans for the team who hasn't been to the NBA Finals in 30 years. And their new mayor, Zoran Mamdani, also a massive Knicks fan, is there too. The vibes could not be any higher. The place could not be any louder. But the crowd noise itself was still not enough to fully wake him up, because his reticular activation system, the system that controls your alertness, sleep-wake balance, is failing him. Also, the exclamations of the two people sitting right next to him did not fully make him alert either. But in just a few hours after this, his brain will want to be awake, and maybe he'll grab his phone and post some AI slop about how he's the king of the world or some shit. His disconnection from regular circadian rhythm is occurring because the suprachiasmatic nucleus in his brain, the place where your master clock is housed, is breaking down.
All right, I think I'm gonna have one more, then I'm gonna invite the ladies up here. I want to play. This is to the Brian guy.
You already know the rules.
This is what I want to play.
Shall we begin?
If Carmelo Anthony had been white, not only would he have not been convicted, there'd have never been charges. This is Old Texas Paul. Hope your coffee's as good as mine. Well, I hope it's better. I really do. Whole thing was a goddamn tragedy, and it was started by the kid that died. But if Carmelo Anthony had been white and the other kid had been black, these same people that are calling Carmelo Anthony a murderer would be celebrating him all over social media as standing up. Yeah. Young man, 14-year-old man by the name of Carmack Belton was his last name. Was chased down in South Carolina. Chased. The guy had to chase him and shot him in the back. Guy that shot him was white. Belton was black. That jury said self-defense because he was white. The only reason Carmelo Anthony was convicted was because we are a broken country and Carmelo Anthony was black. Any other way you slice this, it would have been self-defense. We are that broken.
Seen the video on 2 hours. Was it clear enough or was it fuzzy or what?
No, it was clear. Oh, hold on, Mr. Brian, whatever your name is, Clear, whatever your name is. This is for you. Are you still in the chat? Are you still in the chat, sir? You were talking a lot of hella, stuff earlier. You were talking hell of chit earlier. Where are you, sir? And I'm gonna let everybody. Where are you, Brian? You said, where are you, sir? You're nowhere to be found. This was a staff member that saw the surveillance. Where are you, sir? Brian? You talked a lot of crap. Where are you? I start when you. Where's that start comment? I know I had that start comment from you. Yeah, you are. Brian Clear. You said the bottom line is he killed somebody. Now he's got to deal with it. So why are you sticking up for him? He killed somebody for no reason. You said it was stupid stuff. Something else you said. You said, did that guy or did he not stab him? Tell me that you can dispute that he killed that kid for no reason. That's what you said, sir. Mr. Brian Clear, where are you at? Don't be a coward now. Well, maybe it was the black community that didn't act this way. You said, well, maybe if the black community didn't act this way, then maybe we wouldn't have this problem. That's pretty racist. Where are you, sir? Where are you? Mr. Brian Clear? Troll? Where are you, sir? I got evidence right here, sir. Where are you? And any other person like you that are taken up, and any other Negro that's out there that's a nocturnal, that's acting like a coon and acting like a damn Sambo, and any other Sambo, I don't care who you are, any other Sambo that's out there that's that you'll do anything to put down your own people. You're the same mofos or whatever that are, you'll do anything for money. So where are you? I'm playing the evidence right now. Where are you, sir? Where are you? This is a staff member. Where are you?
It's clear enough where you can see the actual individual raindrops come by the campus.
Okay.
That's how clear it is. You actually see them walking up. You see that Carmelo is already up under there. He's under there minding his business.
Dodging the rain, or
yeah, it was still rain.
Right.
So that day we were under a tornado watch.
Right.
We were under thunderstorm warning, and we know we had already had some light rain then, and it started raining again, and it was over with for the day.
Okay.
So that's kind of what happened on that day. But they were at a rain delay already, and so during that time when that happened, the twins, their two buddies, and a few other kids. There was a few kids involved with them. They were all coming from the direction of the middle school, coming walking back up.
Right.
On the video, you can see those four that actually was involved, and maybe about 3 or 4 others that was with them, skipping up, trying to catch up behind. One veered off probably toward his way to go to the coach and kind of distract him a little bit. And then the other 4 came walking together. One went in front of them, went past.
Right.
The other 4 went and they surrounded Carmelo. If you were Carmelo,
and they showed that on that video.
It's on the video.
Okay, come on.
You can see him
I'm gonna say, look.
Oh, do y'all hear that? And by the way, this footage was not allowed on the stand. Are you listening to me, huh? Am I the only one? I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna let everybody on the panel. All right.
I'll put it this way. Okay. They actually tell you when you're watching the video, pay attention to this corner right here, because if you look anywhere else, you might miss everything.
Okay.
So watch those 4. Here, there are 4 right there coming up.
Right.
That's exactly what they say.
Okay.
And so you have no way to be confused that it's those 4. Okay. So they come up, they surround them, and this immediate moment of not even a few seconds of pause, then that's when they jump. And so
they actually did jump him.
Yeah, it wasn't just no touch. It wasn't just all that moment. Yeah, it was a push. It was all kind of things. But
they jumped him. They jumped him. I'm going to say it again. They jumped him. They jumped him. They jumped him.
But Austin pushed, Hunter hit, and then everybody swung. But at the same time,
so it's more than the twins that got some licks on them. So it showed that in the video.
Yes, in the video. So again, you have Hunter and Austin standing in the middle.
Okay.
And you have the light bright boy here, and you have the dark boy here. Okay. I think that's what I remember. So I have to go back and think about it. But that's where they were. One was going up and down while he was talking, and kind of pushing, whatever he was doing. Austin and Hunter was in front. So where they're talking about grabbing bags, Hunter actually said that I grabbed his bag.
Right.
And then later on, he said that Austin threw the bag.
Okay.
Jeff also said the same thing. And so that's them both antagonizing. And we know under Texas law, I just have the fear that you're about to do something to me and you can get up out of here. Yeah, so you don't have to touch me. But at that point, he still stood there and stopped there. And whatever they say alleged was said, you don't know that until they get into it here.
Whoever you are, what is your name? You're an idiot. I thank you for coming through, though. Your voice belongs in the conversation, but that's an idiotic statement. That's an idiotic statement. But let's continue.
Here. But once they did that, they started hitting them. Carmelo actually was able to back out and try to get away. So he was actually trying to get away the first time. Austin grabbed him, and you can see his hoodie coming out like this, and they brought him back in.
Okay.
And when they brought him back in, that's when you can see Austin put in the headlock. You can see that all the rest of them were still hitting. That must be when poke happened, because he was able to get out again. He backed out. He looked to the right. That's where the other little kid was filming, because they got some cell phone footage too. But that's where he was filming. He looked directly at him.
There's cell phone footage. Did you hear that? There's cell phone footage too. That was not admitted. It wasn't admitted.
He was filming. He looked directly at him in his camera, and then he went this way to the left. He went down. He fell, and that's when they realized he was gone. So they were still punching. And when he fell, that's when they all turned around. They started chasing him. Austin tried to go chase him too, but he grabbed his chest. I guess he realized that something happened to him, and that's when he went down a little bit and he fell down. But all three of them were chasing him. But Carmelo was so fast, he got away and went around to the coach. And so you can see them on the video pointing toward Carmelo and the coach. And I can imagine, because Carmelo was out of the camera on that moment, that he was telling the coach what happened. And then that's when Hunter said he whipped his head around. That's a true statement. He just wasn't sitting with it. He whipped his head around. You see him on the video. And that's when he walked over to where Austin was, but he never touched him. So all that stuff about him rendering aid and holding his heart, and he never did that, because the coach grabbed him and he was holding him. So at the end of the day, that's kind of where the moment went. But they did assault him, and we'll just play the game. Even if it was just a push, you still assaulted him, because he was unwanted. By your own definition in your word of him saying that leave me alone, and I'm not going, you assaulted him, period. But they did beat him. And if you look at the, not the photo that Fox 4 put out, because that was one that they actually edited. I have the emails to prove it. But the actual Collin County one, you can see the webs and stuff on his eye. You can see the bridge of his nose are swollen. You can see the webs under his neck. And so that's the reason why they edited one from Fox and kind of airbrushed it. And you can see they put the locks of his hair that got taken out as well.
This process is shown that black lives do not matter in Collin County. After Trayvon Martin and so many countless names, it has shown us that black life is not safe in Collin County. It showed us that they did not listen to the law. It showed clearly that a judge interfered in this process. It showed very clearly that a black boy was allowed not one black soul on a jury.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Pete Stone, you said another content creator called this guy a liar because I guess the video would have played in court. Black Pete Stone, these content creators, you and I share the same space, bro. These content creators are coons, bro. You know what I mean? They're straight up coons. I'm going to let some young ladies up on the panel. And hey, ladies, and I'm a Bestie, if you could pin the link pin the link or whatever for me. Y'all are welcome to come up. The floor is now y'all's. What's up, Miss Coco?
Salute,
lady.
SBK.
Good to
Salute,
see
beautiful Joe.
the lovely Scorpio mama is
Salute,
in the
Scorpio
house.
mama. I'm just excited I got to catch you live. I've always catching the playback.
Yes,
I've been sick.
I'm
But
excited.
I love you guys so much and keep doing your thing. And salute to the chat. And I'm not going to be for long because I got to get ready to go to work. But
Okay.
salute to the beautiful ladies on the piano. I just want to give my input very, very quickly. And thank you so much for sharing this topic. First of all, is this the tragedy all the way around? Yes, it is. However, we got to call a spade a spade. Do we know we have race relations in this country? Absolutely, we do. Do we know sometimes, the goose is the gander? Yes, we do. Let's call it what it is. Now, in the state of Texas, you do have a right to stand your ground. Is that correct? To stand your ground. So I'm saying that to say this. There has been allegations of these boys being abusive, okay, being bullied. So if that role is the reverse, it wouldn't have even been charges. Let's keep it real, okay? So why would he have to retreat from somewhere that he already was because they felt that he was not good enough to be there? Second of all, as far as the charges go, I do not think that he should have been charged with murder. I'm sorry. I do not agree with that. Reason being because I do not think that it was premeditated. I really do not. I feel that if he was protecting himself in this particular situation, yes, he should have. Do I believe that he deserves some type of consequence? I'm going to keep it 100% real. Yes, I do. But I do not believe they should have charged him with murder. Absolutely not. I do not agree with the time that they gave him. Absolutely not. My thing is this. When you're looking at different crimes of passion, for instance, or different crimes of nature, we always want to look at the history of people, right? Now, if he was a thug out here, he's robbing old lady for purses, he's stealing cars, he's X, Y, and Z. He already got a history of just being a violent individual or all these things. Those could have been taken into consideration when it came to his charges and things of that nature. But the fact that this young man came from a two-parent household and all these other things, and he's active in his community, I don't understand why they try to railroad him. Soon as I seen the jury selection, I automatically knew in my heart, and I really cried for this young baby because that's what he is to me, because I knew he didn't stand a chance. He wasn't going to stand a chance with a judge like that panel, like you said, with nobody of his peers. They were going to railroad him from start to finish. And then not only that, the trial went so fast, before I could blink, it was over. They didn't deliberate no time. They didn't take no time to deliberate. Everything was wrong when it came to this case with this young man, and they sincerely dropped the ball. If anything, it could have been malice murder. It could have been a whole bunch of other things with what they did. What they wanted to do was set an example with this young man in this particular case. Because like I said, if the roles were reversed, now suppose that he accidentally or allegedly, went to, stab him or whatever, and he didn't, and they did something to him. Would there have been charges? Would it make national news? Let's keep it real, y'all. We got to keep it real if we're going to talk about it. So yes, do I think he deserves some type of punishment? Yes, because unfortunately, he didn't wake up that day and think his life is going to change like that. So yes, I do believe that, but not what they did. Absolutely not. They railroaded him. That is what it is. That's what they did.
Yeah, I agree. He didn't have a record. No criminal record or anything. Now, you brought up something very, very, Ms. Coco, you brought up something very, very, I had it in my sermon notes, as I call it. I
didn't mean to cut you off, SBK, but I just want to make
a quick
comment. I seen something in the chat. Now, I'm going to talk from experience. I work with youth, okay? And I had a situation similar to this, to where the young lady was getting bullied numerous times. I'm talking about spit on, kick. The school did nothing. They didn't suspend the kids because they had a no suspension policy here, right? So those students were able to remain in school. 6 weeks later, one of the same young ladies took a piece of scissors and stabbed the principal in the face, right? And one of the young ladies that she had been bullying, she wound up stabbing her in the neck, but she also wound up stabbing the other lady back. So her mother got mad. The mother of the bully got mad and wanted her charged. Now, do you think that it's right that she should be charged for defending herself? Absolutely not. I don't think so, because at the end of the day, let's call it what it is. We are responsible for our children, but when they get a certain age, they're going to do what they want to do, right? But at the end of the day, you need to get your kids. Call it what it is. Get your kids. Get your kids, because some of the times they learning this stuff at home. Sometimes they're not. But at the end of the day, when you don't hold them accountable, they come into society feeling like they don't got to be held accountable for anything. And it's sad. So everybody's lives with these two young men are changed forever. And it's just really sad.
Let me ask you this, and then I'll let Scorpio Mama talk. Let me ask you that. You brought a good point. We're going to, me and Kiss Just Eat Big Sis, we're going to discuss more about this tomorrow, about how parents and how we as a whole can be involved in what we should be doing, you know what I'm saying? But what do you think we should do as a people, especially when we got kids? Ms. Coco, what do you think we should be teaching our kids as far as, how to prevent or how to protect yourself? Well, because I'm like you. I saw this dude. This dude's a baby, man. He's a kid. You know what I mean? He's a child. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man. He's the same age as my daughter. You know what I mean? Same age. They're the same age. You know what I mean? They ain't got enough sense to blow fuzz off a peanut. You know what I mean? So, what do you say on that? I'm gonna let Scorpio Mama talk after that. What do you say on that?
Yeah, and see, this is my thing. People are in their feelings and they're in the uproar, which they have a right to be. But I'm just on the side of right. If the roles were reversed and one was black, one was white, I still would feel the same way that I felt. If there is alleged bullying that was going on and he had a fear, the fear needs to be there. If he had a fear, you understand what I'm saying? And he was protecting himself. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how they feel about it. Because at the end of the day, this happens more likely than not. See, I'm one of those parents. I volunteer at the schools. I actually do work in my community. So I see this stuff firsthand. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of times the authorities don't do anything. Like I said, the parents don't show up to the school meetings. All kind of stuff be going on that y'all don't understand these children go through. And there's children that want to unalive themselves because they're constantly getting bullied. Their money's constantly getting taken. They're constantly getting beat up. And the only thing they can do is get a write-up. So the thing is, if the laws don't change and people are being held accountable, first of all, when the bullying starts, it can escalate to situations like this. If the roles were reversed and Metcalf, when the other one was white, one is black, I still would feel the same. If it was the black boy bullying the white boy, and God forbid something happened, I still would feel the same way. It doesn't change my stance because one is black and one is white. What I'm saying is, yes, we do live in a society, unfortunately, where race plays a part. And a lot of times this would not have made national news had the roles been reversed. A lot of stories that are about melanated young men go swept under the rug because they're melanated young men. And that's just the sad, honest truth about it.
I absolutely. Scorpio Mama, are you there, baby girl?
SBK, what's up, baby?
What's going on, baby girl? You all right?
How you doing, Sugar Lump?
I'm doing
Scorpio
good.
Mama.
Hey, chat, how y'all doing? I don't normally do panels.
I know you don't.
But I want to say this: we got to get off that first of all, second of all, and third of all. We got to get up off that. Now everybody want to first of all, second of all. But we ain't really saying nothing about nothing. Here's the thing with me. Look.
I was bullied. Scorpio Mama, can you hear her?
Yeah, I can hear her. Uh-huh.
I was bullied all through school. All through school. And I never would have got an education if I had succumbed to the bullies, because I was threatened. If I encountered the bullies and I got expelled, I was going to face the consequences. So what I did, I strategized. And the strategy was not to have a weapon. We have to use what our God has given to us, which is common sense. We can't always, because if you got a knife, I got a knife, who gonna be, what's left? You got a gun, I got a gun. We have to strategize. So, this hit me really, really hard, family. I'm telling you, because of my son.
Yep.
I'm telling you, we're losing our boys, we're losing our girls. What we tell our kids to do, if somebody hit you, hit them back. We can't always use force with force. We have to strategize with use the mind to the mind. And most of us have more mind of a mind than the bully.
Yeah.
You know, and when we succumb to what they do, we on their level. You know, this hit me really hard, family. I'm telling you. You know, I'm very emotional, you know, because of my son and because I was bullied all through school. That's what make me a mean motherfucker right now. Because of being bullied all through school. Right now, I don't even take nothing. I'm telling you. And it don't make no sense that I'm at this age where I can't even, you know, strategize with anybody because of what I went through. I ain't gonna stay on here long. I just had to drop them gems for y'all. I love y'all to death. I'm out.
I love you. I love you, Scorpio Mama. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. You know that. But I appreciate you coming up because you don't hit panels at all. So I really appreciate you coming up. Miss Coco, what else? Miss Coco, look. And the link is, I think the link is pinned, y'all. Anybody else can come up before I end this thing. Miss Coco, what do you think? You heard what Scorpio Mama said. Let me ask you something. I know you got to go to work, but real quick before you go to work, do you think, and I'm just speaking, is you think any of this could have been avoided besides Metcalf starting the situation? What do we teach our young people to do in that situation? What I mean, I want your opinion. You there? Miss Coco, you there? Oh, she done dropped off. But that's a good question, y'all. That's a good question. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else can come up, but that's a good question. I think she had to drop off, go to work. Do y'all think it could have been avoided? Besides the fact, in my opinion, Metcalf shouldn't have started. Him and his brother, they started it. So that Brian Clear guy that was trolling me earlier, you know what I'm saying? You know, it is what it is, you know? I played. People just, people look at the situation. My light that came out. People look at this situation and they don't understand that there are a lot of details that have been left out. It really is. People talk about a go along, get along game. In that little town, in that city, there is a go along, get along game. These people go to church together. These people go and they golf together. They do business together. So a lot of people, a lot of those folks were friends with Carmelo, and then once the trial came to fruition, they kind of pulled back because nobody wants to be the reason for somebody being acquitted. That's the truth of the matter of it. All right. But the reason why I played Donald Trump's situation, family, is because of the simple fact is, dude is not in his right mind and dude is not in order mentally. I played all of that. This dude can't make a cannot make a coherent sentence to save his life. I personally think that he's on his way out of the land of the living. I do. And since he's been in office for his second term, in my opinion, I believe that it has been a bunch of social unrest because he started it. He has started it. And a lot of people that have voted for him are now, they're backtracking. They're not taking accountability. I think every year, the word of the year should be accountability, because people are not taking accountability. Now, people that rock me and my family, they're like, SBK, why you let some of these trolls come here and you're giving them this and giving them, look, man, look, viewers, I'm getting paid for this. I'm getting paid. I'm monetized. If you let every comment make you jump out the window, then you're mentally frail. And SBK is not mentally frail. We've got to separate reality from what's real. All right, you can say whatever you want to behind the keyboard, but if you say that in my face, that's a different thing. You know what I mean? So all of my family, my friends, and all of my followers, those people in the chat that's going to troll and going to have, and I'm asking y'all, folks that know me in real life, I love y'all. You hear me? Y'all hear me? You can put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. StreamYard has been tripping. StreamYard is not letting me be great. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me now? Put a 1 in the chat. 1 in the chat. Can y'all hear me? Y'all talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me. Okay, better now? All right. StreamYard not letting me be great. It's choppy, but all right. I think they're not trying to let me be great. These don't got 80 folks in the chat. What's up, fam? Can y'all hear me? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. StreamYard is tripping on your boy, man. So I'm going ahead and end the stream now. Can y'all hear me? All right, so got 73 people in the chat, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. Look, now my laptop want this live stream to go on, fam. I'm telling you, man. So, so I'm entering. Hold on, just a second. I'm entering in the stream now. I still got 89 people up in this thing. So, man, StreamYard. Hold on, let me take this. Hold on, let me. StreamYard is not great, man. You know what I mean? You still got 83 people on both platforms. You know what I mean? But I appreciate y'all coming through. StreamYard is a trip. I want to appreciate everything that everybody has came on the panel to say. Scorpio Mama does not hit panels, ladies and gentlemen. She does not. And for her to hit a panel, that means that this hit home with her. This whole social unrest that we got going on, it is really, and I told y'all from the get-go, man, it has been very emotional for me because whether you like it or not, I have a child that's the same age as Carmelo Anthony. And to know that if my child went to prison at that age, that would break my heart and I would crash out. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I want y'all to think about that. We will be going live and talking more about this tomorrow on the Tap In podcast. So y'all hit that like button tonight. You know what I'm saying? This has been a very, very great live, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the ones that had differences of opinion. I appreciate everyone that that came up on the panel. Miss Coco BX, Scorpio Mama. It's been a great live. Got 92 people I'm looking at on the chat between the vertical and the horizontal. Thank y'all so much for coming through. Y'all hit the like button. And this is what I want you guys to do. I want you guys to leave a comment in the comment section. You guys have been very opinionated in the chat. I appreciate you. I might not agree with all of you, but that's what it's all about. We can agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? That's what this channel is all about. And as StreamYard was not letting me be great, I want to let y'all know something. To all my folks that are close to me, as I was saying before, we got interrupted. I get paid for this. I'm grateful that YouTube is paying me to go live. So everybody has a voice. You might not like their opinions, but we can actually point a mirror out and we can actually see what people say and what they believe in, right? And so we know where we stand, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? We don't want anybody to muzzle personally our opinions, right? So it is what it is. As long as people are not disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I get paid for this, man. You know what I mean? And so if you got a difference of opinion, you know what I mean? As long as you know what I mean? Now, Brian Lear, whatever your name is, Clear, I appreciate your opinion, you know what I mean? Even though I think that you're totally wrong, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate your opinion, But put your thoughts in the comment section. All of you, you know what I'm saying? Put your thoughts in the comment section. Tell me what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? This could be a continuation topic. This could be a learning lesson. This could be a teachable moment. All right. So this is what it's all about. I appreciate y'all coming through. All right. Other than that, man, y'all go get y'all some SBK merch. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. You know what I mean? And that's what it's all about, man. You know what I mean? I hope I've shed some light towards some things. And y'all give me some ideas of, what y'all thought. Like I said, comment in the comment section. Hit the like button. And I appreciate y'all coming through, each and every one of y'all. You know what I mean? This has been a very interesting live. All right? Very interesting live. All right? And so y'all got 90, man, this chat has been lit. 90, I'm looking at 93 people between the horizontal and the vertical live. And man, I appreciate y'all. Y'all been lit. I got Joe Delaney in the chat. You want to say something, Joe, before we end this? Hit me up. You want to say something? You want to say something before we end this? Joe, you want to say something before we end this? Or no? You're on mute. You're on mute. Kiss my cheeks. Thank you for coming through, love. I appreciate you. You're on mute, Joe, if you're trying to speak. If you ain't trying, you want to say something? I guess you having issues. Anyway, man, look, I appreciate y'all going live, man. Coming live with me, man. Your boy SBK loves to share my platform with any and everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Why have a live if you're not going to have differences of opinion? If everybody is on the same page, that's not going to be fun. It's always fun to have somebody in the chat to troll you, or somebody in the chat to have, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? If you don't like what's been said, then you can dispute that in a correct fashion. You know what I'm saying? In a correct fashion. All right. With that being said, look, man, y'all hit that like button. We going live on the Tap In podcast tomorrow night. I appreciate y'all. Your boy SBK is gone. Thank everybody for coming through. I will talk to y'all soon. And your boy SBK is gone.
Your voice belongs in this conversation. Thanks for supporting the SBK movement.
Your boy SBK is
Like,
gone.
comment, subscribe. Grab your membership, be a part of the movement. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Your boy SBK is gone. And remember, your voice belongs in this conversation. All right? Gone.